We headed out on the highway early in the morning. We had to drive far from Reno to get to the project where they are looking for gold and silver.
Now you can see the terraces of the beds.
Yes, I can see those very clearly.
Along the way, Tom the geologist showed me how, over millions of years, geologic and historic forces laid down the minerals that are making this area famous.
Here's what's left of the old mine chute. You have ore come out of the mine there, come down the chute there. This is all from the 1920s or so. What you see here is a shaft going down deep into the mine. So, guys would climb down there, there would be a bucket, and they'd mine what they could, and then the winch, which used to be over there, would hoist it up, and then they'd put it down the chute, and would go and be loaded into a wagon down there. Mining must have been an incredibly brutal life back then. Just thinking about everything they went through is kind of amazing. They all did it to get the gold. Hi there folks, Sean Broderick, and I'm here in Nevada again, and I'm speaking to Tom Calicrate, and he's a geologist who is showing me around the Eagleville property. Tom, this is a fascinating place. Old workings, but you guys are finding some new stuff here, isn't that right?
That's correct. We've been sampling outside these old workings and finding a lot more gold and silver in areas that has been underexplored, and so we're looking forward to additional mapping and sampling, as well as drilling the near-term main district you see in our background.
Right. You have you are planning to drill 14 holes over
14 holes over 5,000 feet, and we've just got our permits completed as of last week, and so we're now just lining up the drill rigs. We have the funds all in place, and it should be exciting to see what we find.
Now, could you speak a little about the trend that this project is located in?
Yes, Sean, where we're located is right on the transition between the Great Basin terrain and what's known as the Walker Lane terrain, and on that contact between those two terrains is a large structure. It's a world-class lineament that separates the two terrains, and along any deep-seated structures like that, you can look for many large districts of different kinds of precious metals, and we're just adjacent to the rawhide deposit, just 6 miles to the west of us here.
Okay, now very early stage here. They have a lot to do. They have a lot going on, but it is an interesting place. They are getting some great hits, some great returns on the gold and the silver too. And so we'll have to follow this story and see what's happening, because it looks like they have some good things going on here. Tom, thanks very much for speaking to my subscribers.
Yes.
You folks stay tuned.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. Gold is graded in a 1/3 ounce per ton. The red is basically 0.1 ounces to a 1/3 ounce of gold per ton. And when you're prospecting for this kind of system, I'm going to look for higher grade numbers to be anomalous. So what was fascinating when I looked at this was, obviously I expected high grade to be here, but all of a sudden I've got a 1/3 of an ounce all the way over here on this hill, and I have yet to go there. I stuck a hole over there, and they permitted it without even going to look at it. So Yahoo! Over here, I've got this right over here runs 1.39 ounces, and I had some alteration here that I put a hole here to cut across this. If I can hit gold here and I hit gold over here in drill holes, and we know there's gold here, you start to expand the target. This is the main vein right here. This one's a monitor vein. Golden Gate. And the Golden Gate had most of the production off of it. And I'll show you some underground workings that when we sampled it and mapped it to try to get a feel for what they did underground, when you can go underground, what do I get? I got free data. I got free drill hole data, because I'm seeing vertical everywhere, especially when I go down the ladders and things like that. And so if you go, gee, I wonder where those runs, I don't have to drill it. I can just chip the walls.
Right.
And I got all the, I can see the geology so much better. The other one here, all the way up on top here. This is probably the Walker Lane crack right about in here, but it can go in just about anywhere. This may be part of it. So you see where the range came down? There's a range front structure right there, because you see how sharp it is, and it drops off flat and gravels, and then all of a sudden this is coming in from a different direction. If you look, you can maybe follow part of that structure there. And so this is some alteration over here.
So this is Eagleville here, which is us. Where's that wooden structure on the map?
On this one right at this scale we're looking at, okay,
Right.
it is right there. That one right there is that little one right there, and that one right there is that other one.
Okay.
Roughly north-south. And as soon as it hits what's known as the Walker Lane zone here, and the zone is actually starts about where my hand is, all the way for 100 miles. This part of Nevada down here is known as the Walker Lane. It's where the Basin Range, all of a sudden, because this area has been moving, kind of like the San Andreas Fault type zone, it turns and twists all the mountains into a mess.
Right.
So it's a nice coherent mountains coming down.
South,
It's all just jumbled up, and that's why you find a lot of deposits down here, but they're usually not the big Carlin type ones, but they'll be higher grade though. And so this zone right here is actually representing the zone that separates the Walker Lane zone from the Basin Range, and it's a fairly wide zone. There's about 15 million, 20 million ounces of gold been found in this zone.
And so this dot right here, that's this deposit right here.
Correct.
After an exciting day out on the field, we head back to Reno, but I can't wait to see what they come up with next.